Hi and welcome to another edition of Collectibles Chat. I'm Steve Zarelli. Thank you for joining me. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and also sign up for the notifications so you know as soon as I drop a new video. Today's topic is authentication stickers. Should you put them on your collectibles? Yes or no? We're going to get into it right after this. Let's start off with a little information about the authentication submission process. With most of the major companies, when you go to submit something for authentication, you need to fill out a form. There are typically two types of offerings. For items under a certain value, they offer a little card certificate like this that's got a unique serial number on it. And then they will place a sticker on the item which matches this number right here. So that's how the item gets matched up with the card. In a case like that, there's no choice. You need to put a sticker on the item if you want to get it authenticated. For items over a certain value amount, they don't allow these little cards. You must get a full letter of authenticity. And in that case, the full letter of authenticity has a picture on it that shows the item, that shows the autograph. So for those, you don't need to put a sticker on the item because it's matched up to the letter. They'll put the sticker on the letter rather than the item itself. That's an option that they offer you. So you need to make sure that when you're filling out the submission form, you choose, do not sticker my items or sticker my items or whatever it is. Again, that only applies to full letters of authenticity. With the little card, you don't have a choice. They need to put a sticker on the item that matches it up with the card. You may ask yourself, well, what difference does it really make whether I put a sticker on my item or not? In some cases, I would argue that it can make a huge difference. For instance, for vintage items, I'm a space collector and authenticator, so I know vintage NASA lithographs and photographs quite well. And when somebody places an authentication sticker on one of those items, it significantly decreases the value of the item. Historical collectors do not want stickers on their items. Generally speaking, I think that's the case. Of course, there will always be exceptions. Now, this isn't a knock or it's not an attack on the authentication companies. It's just they don't want stickers on their items. This is historical collectors. Also, I think if you're talking about certain vintage items, vintage Hollywood, vintage sports, having a brand new modern sticker on a vintage item, it's really not a great look. So I would submit to you that in cases where you have vintage items, where the item itself might be collectible even before it's signed, placing a sticker on it is probably not your best move. In cases like that, I would always opt for the full letter, but have the sticker on the letter, not the item itself. So here's a real life example. A Deke Slayton signed white spacesuit portrait on a NASA lithograph. I purchased this recently for my own collection. The seller actually had two of them, and it's a pretty uncommon item. One of them had a sticker right on the front, an authentication sticker. That item was priced significantly less than this one. I bought this one for more money because, in my opinion, the sticker on the front severely reduced the value. Now, this one actually does have a sticker on it, but it's on the back. So my recommendation would be is if you're in a situation where you have one of these card COAs and you need to put a sticker on it, if at all possible, put the sticker on the back. Don't put it on the front. I really don't understand the obsession of putting stickers on the front of things. I guess there's some people who like the way that it looks, but to me, when I see all this, it's like a car with a bunch of bumper stickers. Why would you buy a nice new car or have a vintage car that's got bumper stickers all over the back of it? I don't get it. Again, it's no knock on these companies, but to me, it detracts from the item, especially if you're talking about a vintage item that's got some aging on it. For instance, I often see old baseballs that have a little toning to them, a little creamy look. Still looks beautiful, nice look, natural aging, a little patina, never hurt anything. But then you'll see an authentication sticker that's bright white, and it's like a needle in your eye when you take a look at it. So I would submit for vintage items, an authentication sticker does not add value, and it will actually detract value. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a NASA white spacesuit portrait, Neil Armstrong, an item that's worth, $3,000 to $4,000, $5,000 maybe, and it's got a sticker on the front, and it'll just sit there. It significantly reduces the value, and that's just not my opinion. Go do the research yourself. Look at completed auctions; you'll see it every single time. Now, there are the cases where, for modern items that are signed as part of private signings, if you're talking about like modern Star Wars autographs, modern sports people. If there's a sticker on the front, quite honestly, there's already so much stuff in the corner of those photographs with the licensing stuff and everything else. Quite frankly, I don't think the sticker makes any difference in those cases. But, I'm primarily talking about vintage items, historical collectors. A sticker will really hurt the value of an item. I think about it this way. Is there anyone who ever paid more for an item because there was a sticker on the front? I honestly don't think so. Obviously, authentication itself will bring more value, but the actual physical sticker sitting on the front of something, in my view, no one says, hey, I need the sticker on the front. I've never run into that case. Yet I've run into many, many cases of folks saying, I don't want this item because it's got a sticker on the front. It's a 60-year-old item, and it's got a flashy hologram on the front that was put on 3 days ago. Not a good look to a lot of people. So think about it. If you're selling an item and you want to open it up to the widest possible audience, don't put a sticker on the front. The sticker on the front won't attract anybody new, but it will run people off. So think about it that way. In summary, here's your options. Always go with the full letter of authenticity, where they can put the sticker on the letter itself and you have a picture of the item on the letter. That should always be the first option. If for some reason you can't do that, or it's too expensive, or you just don't want to spring for it, okay, fine. But then put the sticker on the back of the item. So if you have one of the little card COAs and you need to put a sticker on the item, put it on the back. Don't put it on the front. Under no circumstances would I ever recommend putting a sticker on the front of a vintage item. And full disclosure, as many of you know, I am a professional authenticator. I authenticate space, cosmonauts. That's my focus. And I deal with vintage items all day long. I have never put a sticker on an item. I've actually had people request me to put stickers on items, and I've declined. I won't do it. I don't feel that it's the right way to handle a vintage item. I only do full letters of authenticity. So everything I authenticate has a full letter with a photo on it, and my hologram numbered sticker is on the letter itself. It's not on the item. So that's how I solve for it. I know a lot of the other authenticators, they want to do these card COAs. It's cheaper. It's easier to crank them out. And that's fine if that's what you choose to do. But I would just be very wise with the placement of a sticker, because it may not bother you, but think down the road. Someday you're probably going to want to sell that, and you want to get the most value that you can for it. So don't do anything that could possibly be seen as defacing the item. Well, I hope that gives you a little something to think about. It's kind of a controversial topic, but I enjoy it. I always love chatting about autographs and comic books and all kinds of collectible stuff. That's what we do here on the channel. So I certainly hope that you will join us going forward. Send me your comments. Always open to feedback. And until next time, happy collecting!